today we have the privilege of being with Mr. Elvis. Okay?
Yes.
What's your last name, Elvis?
Aboluah.
Aboluah.
Yes.
In Accra, Ghana. And he is a circular economy champion. And why is that? Because he's making all these beautiful things from material thrown away by others. Tell me, Elvis, what's this made of?
This is a common material in Ghana here. This material, we call it the water sachet. It's a material that is used to bag water. So on a daily basis, we have lots and lots of people who drink from these, but it's becoming a very big problem if it's not recycled. So then we collect these by sensitizing people to collect them and bring to us, because we pay for them per every kilo they get paid. So we have the young ones, homes, universities who collect these and then sell to us on a daily basis.
I see. And this is a very nice pencil bag.
Yes.
But this is not the only thing you're making. This is what is this made from?
These are like ice cream. So on a daily basis we have different kinds of plastic that people use. So this is also used to bag ice cream. We have them in different categories like fun ice, fine yogo, fine choco. So people are enjoying the ice cream. And we have to collect this and
you line them inside
with the water bags.
With the water bags.
It's a combination of two different recycled materials to make a bag of product.
And this is another kind of bag?
Yes. And this one is designed with all the different kinds of the ice cream sachet together to make that.
And this is also cool. You can put things to take on a travel.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And these are so colorful.
Oh yes, you know, Africa, we love very colorful dresses, and lots of people make dresses, especially the festive occasions, Easter, Christmas, Salah. And so we tend to get lots of pieces that are leftover pieces. So we get these from the women, the seamstresses, and then we make them into different kinds of bags and computer bags as well.
I think this is better than Zara because every piece is unique.
Exactly.
It's all with different pieces of cloth. And,
exactly.
And this is for iPad or something?
This is for iPad. And then this one is for, with the computer bags, we have them in different sizes. So we have for the 13-inch, the MacBook, and a 15-inch, up to the 17-inch.
For every size?
For every size we make.
Okay. And you told me before that this is one of your best sellers.
Yes.
Can you show it to us?
It's a very unique bag. It's supposed to be a grocery bag. Here, one of the challenges we have is that a lot of people do not carry a reusable shopping bag. So each time they go shopping, they take a one-off use and then throw away. So we designed this, we call it a smart bag for smart people. So when you go shopping, it's very handy, you can fit into your bag. But when you go shopping and you open it up, you unzip it. And then you have a beautiful bag inside. And this is tested to be able to carry up to 20 kilos.
20 kilos?
Yes.
How do you know? Have you tested it?
Yes, we hang them with metal over a period of time to check.
Check?
Yes.
So do you check every bag that you sell?
Oh, yes, we do. That is the quality control. So when we check this one, the only place that was failing was the handle. You can see the reinforcement. And so now we have record of people using it for over 3 years and it's still shopping back and forth and it's still strong. And the fascinating story is that each of them like this is made out of 73 of these water bags that would have been on the street. So yes, apart from making the bags, we also, the awareness creation is that we have some information so people can get to see images and the problem that we have on the environment with plastic that is not recycled.
This is very interesting. And then I'm looking around and I'm seeing this looks different.
Yes.
This material, what is this?
Sometimes we have, apart from for ourselves, products that we make for ourselves and sell in Ghana and at different parts of the world, we also have companies that partner with us as part of their corporate social responsibility. So this company actually makes fertilizer and then they have all these reject sacks. So what do we do with this? How do we recycle it? So we want Trashy Bags to make 10,000 school backpacks that we can give back to the children, the farmers' children in all the regions in Ghana. So we made them and then we put inside exercise books with information that the children can read about the plastic pollution and the problem. And then they have a school backpack, so they go home with a story, try to educate the other colleagues and the parents, and then we can change over time.
This is very good. And you know, many of the cement bags, I mean, did you have to clean them? Because these were clean ones? Or?
Actually, all the products that we have here, we do clean. Even the water bags, even if they collect them from homes, we still have our workers here who can and open, wash them. These ones as well. We wash 3 times. We wash, disinfect, and wash the last time, and then we dry them, we open some. It's part of the quality control to make sure that it's happening.
And you, what made you go this big, you know, from small to big?
Yeah, so we have some people who wanted a traveling bag, but a recycling traveling bag. So we have this gym bag that is made out of recycled off-cut pieces of fabric where you can put lots and lots of stuff in to travel. So we have people like that who have come to us also for specials. You can see a guitar bag on the wall there.
Yes, a guitar bag, yes.
People have come for surfboard bags and different kinds of shower curtains and different kinds of things that we are able to make with recycled material.
So tell me one thing, if you hadn't done this, what would have happened to all this waste?
It's a big problem. It's so frustrating to the extent that some people just think that whatever my contribution, it doesn't make that much. But we thought that the other way around is that however small that we are all contributing will make a big impact. Because you think of this bag alone, smart bag alone, just look at the last 2 months. We've shipped over 10,000 of these just to the US alone.
10,000 of these to the US?
Yes, just the US alone. We've been shipping these to different parts of the world and also in Ghana here over years now. So millions and millions of these water bags have eventually been transformed into very useful bags like this. So you look at all that we have made into bags, and if we didn't make that, it will either be on the street or in the ocean. A lot of people will look at the ocean water and so fast they think they dump anything there, it's fine. But then we've gone to see the reality along some of the coastal towns when fishermen just go catching a fish and then all that they get is plastic and marine life is threatened. So that's why it's very useful that we have to recycle, and then apart from that also the awareness creation. That's why we have different products that we use for different campaigns. We have the school backpack is similar to this, made out of this, and we use that as a part of our school, the school bag project. So we go to schools and communities to educate them about the need to recycle, to avoid throwing away.
Thank you so much, Elvis. We're very, very inspired, and we want to congratulate you.
You're welcome.
They're really very inspiring. And many thanks to Maria. You know, it's because of Maria Tomai of UNU Merit and also of Finny that we got to know about Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
How did she contact you, Elvis?
Actually, was it early this year or last year?
Last year.
Last year, yes. She was actually visited previously.
And she was floored.
Yeah, and she promised to come back, and we're so happy to see her come back again.
That's it. We're also very happy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, in economics, when we think about companies and how we want them to be, we come up with this term called the triple bottom line. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't know how it operates.
Well, another way to think of it is the PPP. One is to make profit, because unless you survive, you know, you cannot continue as a firm. And then it's to help people. That's the second P. Okay. And the third P stands for the planet. And in the process, help the planet. Now, you know, you are making things from waste. So that's already the planet. How are you helping the people, and how do you manage to make profit out of this? I mean, do you have to be helped by a government, or is it sustainable on its own?
Initially, we are still an NGO actually. So talking about sustainability, we are not, because we still haven't reached the position where we're into profit. And so over the years, our director Stuart Gold, he used to source from the charity fund, family charity fund, to supplement the resale products here, but that's not enough to pay for all our costs. So he used to support also in a family fund, pay family donations. And then it got to some time we realized that we actually have to make it work, so it becomes more sustainable. And so what we've done is actually to look much more apart from the campaigners and the campaign strategy and awareness, also into the business aspect also. So now we do marketing and get a lot of the orders, which is very recent. This is for the past 1-2 years now. So we get enough orders that we can make products and then sell.
Okay.
Able to cover.
So what is the NGO called?
The NGO is a non-governmental organization.
Yeah, but that is Trashy Bags.
Oh, Trashy Bags project, yes.
Trashy Bags project is the NGO.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're the founder of this project?
Stuart Gold.
Stuart Gold.
Yes.
Okay. Who is that guy?
He's from the UK. So apparently he's in Ghana here. He actually will be coming this afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I assist him over the years with all the workforce here. We have about 36 workers at the moment.
36 workers.
Yeah.
So why does a British guy come to Ghana to open an NGO?
It was the initial stage was about first identifying that there's a problem, and not just in the world, there's a problem. What do we do? So I met him. He actually, his background is architecture. He was an architect, and my background is archaeology. So, but when we met, we're all brainstorming about what do we do with the waste that we have. So it started very minimal with a few workers trying to make products out of the water bag, the water sachet, and then from there it improved and expanded to where we are now.
So are you breaking even now in terms of cost?
Yeah, close to breaking even at the moment.
Okay, because this is one of the things that a lot of, we call them an economic actor.
Yeah.
But a lot of economic actors are actually NGOs who are contributing to making the world a better place, the planet a better place. But you need to live, you need to feed your stomach and pay the rent, and so you need money. So how do you raise that money? So far, how many years was it on a charity, and when did it start?
We are 12 years now.
12 years.
12 years, but I think for the past 2 years.
For 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay, but was it making all these products right from the beginning, or?
Not all of them. I think the product range also got up to about 360 different products and variations.
360?
Yes.
Okay.
But we had a challenge there, because then we had bits and pieces of all different kinds of designs. And we realized that was a bottleneck also, because we need a market, like you said, to be able to sell and also sustain itself. So what we did was to actually test market the products that we could sell best. And then we downsized to that range, which is the smart bags, and then some of them like the cosmetic bag, pencil cases, and then the school bag, and some when we get donations. Sometimes we get donations to make a particular bag, particularly the school bag.
And what were you doing when you met Stephen?
I used to be an archaeologist.
Archaeologist?
Yes, so I used to support as a research assistant in the area of archaeology. That's why when Stuart, he is...
How did you meet him? How did it happen?
In Ghana, he came to Ghana those years, and then I was apparently also in Ghana here. But my friend who was from New York, was living in the first office where Stuart had his living. And then we met, and I used to laugh about the environmental issues, and he's also someone who's so much keen about environmental issues, and so that's how our ideas were connected.
And how did he coordinate all this from the UK?
No, he is a resident in Ghana here, but he travels to the UK.
Ah, he's also resident in Ghana.
Yes.
Okay.
At various times he travels up to the UK, and I deal with the workforce here, and we communicate.
Very interesting. So this is very interesting and great NGO. So now the second question is, we always, because I have this class is for students who want to be like you and Stefan. So we need to help them understand what are the challenges. So who put the resources together first, to get a product out, to hire people? How many people did you have to start with?
Yeah, I think barely about 6, 8 at the beginning. And then from there, that's about 12 years ago,
Yeah.
started good. But then also, when we were thinking more like an NGO, like actually hunting for the market was less. Because when we use every month, we knew at the point that, we're guaranteed, salaries were guaranteed. And then based on the grades, people knew exactly what they would earn. But then transforming that to a much more of a social enterprise that is more profit-oriented, we had to also look at the system of operation.
Is it profit-oriented or is it people's-oriented? Because basically you're generating livelihoods.
Yes, it's,
because
people-oriented is one of our missions actually, to creating jobs for people and cleaning the environment. So that's one of the principles.
But to put the initial resources to even hire 6 to 8 people, did he have funds, or did he go around getting donations from people?
No, from the charity fund that I spoke to you earlier about.
What's it called?
The Stuart Gold Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's his foundation?
Yes, from the family background.
From the background,
yeah.
Okay.
So that supported them. So apparently we did not have a funding outside to support that. Supported us.
So how did you find the ladies to work here? How do you find out this person is good to work here? How do you judge?
In the beginning, it was quite interesting. When we started in a very small manner, it was increasing. And it was a word of mouth for some of the workers who actually come approach us and say, well, I have a sister or a brother who knows how to sew.
Okay.
And that's how we employ them. And also, the local media, we've had situations where we were part of environmental programs, and then people got to know about us and then approach us. But sewing is more of a female thing, so most of them, about 80% are women. And then not because of gender bias, but just because of that. So that's how we got the mix here. So we have people from different parts of the country. We had one Nigerian actually, and other people from neighboring countries. So,
have you faced any challenges? Were there any moments when you thought you were going to die and then suddenly, you were still born?
We've had situations, I would say, the peak moment of despondency. When you
what
think
happened?
that, well, it worked. That's when sourcing from the family charity fund that was drained, and yet we needed to survive. We had to pay for cost, rent is one factor, and pay for other things. We pay the Ghana Revenue Authority, social security for the workers, and the whole lot of expenditure that hit us. And at the moment, the fund was dry. So then strategically, that's when we have to then look at it from a business perspective. And the other challenge linked to that also is the product, especially in our part of the world. Comparatively, someone will look at this like waste, and so a bag made of this, they look at it as compared to some cheap Chinese
exactly.
bag. And they look at it and say, oh, something I can buy from China for 10 cedis, paying maybe 30 cedis for them. Whereas these are all handmade, so it's almost up to a certain point we are able to reduce the prices further.
So what you are saying is that this won't sell in Ghana, but this will sell abroad because they realize the value that of it much more abroad.
Yes.
Than in. This is true. It's also there because when I showed these in India, they said, "Who's going to buy this? Nobody's going to buy this. This is a sign of poverty. We don't want this."
Yeah.
So how do we get over that? Do you have any ideas?
I think with the awareness, we have to intensify the awareness creation to the point that people are beginning to realize that I'm not just buying a bag, but I'm buying a bag like a smart bag. To one bag, I'm saving 73 sachets that would have been on the streets. I'm saving the planet from pollution. I'm saving marine life. So in that context, people begin to think that well, it's worth having a recycle.
Have you succeeded in convincing the Ghanaians? I mean, you've convinced people like us, but have you how successful have you been?
It's still an ongoing thing, and that's why we have also our projects, the Smart Bag project. So when we did the Smart Gun, under the Smart Gun initiative, we had funding from different embassies, and we made several hundreds of them that we distributed in all the malls, also with information, educating people, and people really appreciated it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once they realized the cost was also subsidized, most people appreciated and important to have it as a substitute for the other plastic that they would normally waste throughout.
So this is, we have to make this sheep a status symbol.
Oh yes.
We have a lot of distance to go, but we can do that, right?
Exactly.
So my last question is, you know, how is your clientele? How much is sold within Ghana? Just in terms of percentage, how much is goes abroad?
It used to be about 60-40, like exports over 60, but now that has increased a bit over 80.
80 is for exports?
Yeah, for exports.
And 20 is for okay.
Local, yes.
Yes. Okay. So then the last question is, what would be your advice to African entrepreneurs? You know, is there something to be done in the waste sector by recycling and also being able to make a livelihood?
Yes.
Is it, how tough is it?
I think it's almost like, if I would put it, an unavoidable business.
Okay.
It's not something that we say, oh yeah, with like other kinds of business, and say we don't want to do this business because it's necessarily saving the planet. So that's why it's very important to encourage as many people also to go into the recycling sector and also helping with that. Because then everything that we do, our food, the security of our food, everything is based on the safety of the environment.
That is true. The problem is that you see the startup, okay, everybody doesn't have the good fortune to be supported by a foundation.
Exactly.
Right? So if you had to start it up on your own without a foundation support, how would you go about it?
Normally, I think it's the best is to start minimally. Some normally want to start big at once, but that's a challenge because even if you get funding and support, people are looking at if it's a small scale and then they can support. But if it's big, you know, it's difficult to get people involved. But whereas when you start it small and then also there's awareness creation, people become more appreciative of what you are doing and then beyond and you grow.
Okay. Thank you very much, Elvis.
You're welcome. Yeah.